It's much more difficult than ever before, given the institutionalization of the industry over the last couple of years. It's almost to the point where it's really impossible, given a number of the safeguards that exist in the industry today, to move large sums of money in an anonymous way and to avoid sanctions. So I think we're in a much different scenario than 5-10 years ago.
Last week, President Biden got the attention of cryptocurrency investors when he came out with his executive order. The timing was a bit of a surprise to investors, even though we knew it was coming, essentially empowering regulators to crack down on the illicit use of cryptocurrencies. What do you make of the timing of that announcement from the president? Do you think that it was designed in anticipation of Russian entities potentially using it to evade sanctions?
Well, I think the spotlight is on the crypto industry more than ever before for a number of different reasons. The institutional adoption continues to grow at a healthy pace. Events like when you have global unrest like we're seeing right now in the unfortunate situation in the Ukraine really shed a lot of light on the ability to move large sums of money in a frictionless way and a cost-effective way, et cetera. So yes, I do think there's some correlation from a timing standpoint. I think it's also a very credentializing statement, the executive order, that really said that cryptocurrencies are here to stay. And really what President Biden, I think, offered was an invitation for the different regulatory bodies in the U.S. to come together to take time to be thoughtful and prudent about developing a regulatory strategy. And I think what we're seeing, particularly right now in the Ukraine and Russia, is the fact that there is a lack of regulatory oversight in any sort of standardized or coordinated way. And so when events like this happen, you see a bit of a scramble. And for many regulators who have chosen not to intervene or regulate certain aspects of the industry now to come a bit hat in hand, frankly, to request different types of companies or infrastructure providers to behave in a certain way when in fact there may not be regulatory oversight.
Sorry, I'm slightly confused, Jack. Why do so many money launderers, thieves, drug dealers and crooks generally use cryptocurrencies if it's so difficult to use from an institutional point of view?
Well, I would say that they're really not. I think in the early days in the Silk Road, that was certainly one of the use cases. But cryptocurrency industry has evolved considerably over the last 10 years. And right now, there are serious safeguards that exist in the industry, beginning with anti-money laundering and know your client, KYC. Hurdles, transaction monitoring, so tracing of any wire transfers that come in and out of these organizations where you see source of funds, where they come from, on-chain analytics, where you're able to trace wallets where a cryptocurrency might get deposited into, and you can tell whether or not it's coming from any sanctioned address. And then also ultimately where you would want to convert a cryptocurrency into a fiat currency, you rely upon banks to be that fiat on and off ramp. And those banking institutions also have AML KYC procedures. So I think it's a misnomer and a misunderstanding actually to think that there are a lot of bad actors out there.